I have to ask before we get going, the great question hanging over this rookie class. His name is Travis Hunter. Is he just going to play corner and break my heart? Because I feel as though this could be the elite asset at the top if there's a split at wide receiver, if he's 60-40 wide receiver corner. I know he got recruited as a cornerback, but I'm just gonna say that we have a all 22 breakdown of Travis Hunter, and he's incredible. He's incredible. Like, he's incredible as a wide receiver. He's incredible as a cornerback. I think he might be a little bit better as a wide receiver. Maybe I'm nuts, but I just have to ask.
Welcome.
What are your thoughts
Seth.
there?
I think I'm going to ask Maddie a question here at the end of this, but I think I'm going to open with this and just say that I don't think you're crazy thinking that he's better at receiver. Personally, I think he's quite a bit better at cornerback because of the art of the cornerback position and how hard it is to be elite at the cornerback position. And I think he fits the archetype to be an island guy. And the idea that you can draft a guy like him with the athleticism that he has, with the ball skills that he has, and the athleticism, speed, everything that goes into it, he has all of it. When you think about a DB, you generally think about, oh, the DBs can't catch. What does every coach say? What does every player say? DBs can't catch. If you could catch, you would play receiver. But here's the problem. The guy also plays receiver, right? He can catch. And what's scary about a guy like Dion was that Dion could catch, and Dion was a playmaker. And he literally called him primetime playmaker. That was him and Michael Irvin, right? They'd go back and forth. Travis will be that. And I wholeheartedly believe that. It's quite a bit easier to play receiver, in my opinion. He has to pick up 2 playbooks. Can he pick up that first playbook in an offseason? I 100% believe so. Can he pick up parts of an offensive playbook throughout fall camp and into the season? I also believe that. Do I think he plays full-blown both sides? No. Do I think he plays borderline the whole game on defense and probably gets between 10 and 20 snaps on offense? Maybe 10 and 15 snaps on offense. That's probably where I sit with that. And for fantasy, it's a complete fade just because you just don't know what you're going to get on a weekly basis. But I want to ask Maddie, as a Patriot fan, and Matt Babbage, you can chime in as well. As a Patriot fan, I mock him to the Patriots. I think that's the best spot to go because it gives you 2 lockdown corners on defense, and you need as much weaponry as you can get on offense. And they need to go and get more receivers. Hopefully they go, try and get a T. Higgins or something. But from that perspective, as a Patriot, would you want that headache? Would you want the talent? Would you want to deal with that? What's kind of the thought there?
Quickly, I'm going to quickly kick it right back to Maddie, but I personally would love to have a player that's so good we almost can't figure out where to play him. So that seems like a good problem to have. Like, he's so good we can't decide where we want to play him. So I'm very open to Travis Hunter and however we decide to deploy him. But what say you, Maddie?
So there's 2 distinct differences between this decision by the Patriots. One, they get receivers. They go out and they bring in T. Higgins plus Amari Cooper plus DeAndre Hopkins plus, 2 no doubters in free agency. And there's not a lot of not unicorns, but special receivers out there. It's T. Higgins and then a lot of old guys, but old guys with talent and old guys who command the respect of a defense. So if the Patriots bring in 2 of those, I would love the Travis Hunter draft pick at 4 because you're right. The talent there, the specialty, just to be able to get the Heisman Trophy winner at this unique position, of course, makes your team better. The other side of that coin, however, if they go into the season looking kind of like they do now, this would be his worst landing spot in terms of realizing his talent, but it would be the best for fantasy, and here's why. In my opinion, from watching Travis Hunter, what made him the Heisman Trophy winner, what made him so special was his ability to take over a game wholeheartedly, both sides of the ball. And for him to really capture that, in my opinion, he's going to play a lot of corner and specialty package delivered offensive snaps. I think that's the best way he can go at it. in New England, he comes in as the second best corner and the savior to the offense. Not what fits his trajectory of achieving his true talent. Now, if he goes to a team like the Jaguars with a Ben Johnson, let's say, that's the best landing spot. The number one cornerback. Then he can play some snaps with BTJ, with Christian Kirk, kind of just strategically be placed in there and make a difference as opposed to the volume. But if he goes to New England immediately, and Matt, you know this, how bad this Patriots team is, he is going to be looked upon like Justin Jefferson, like Jamar Chase. He will be brought in as the savior to the offense if this is the team now, because he will be leaps and bounds the best player on offense other than Drake May. And yet, at best, even if he achieves his 85th, 90th percentile outcome as a rookie, he's the number 2 corner. That doesn't help this team. Getting a number 2 corner, even as elite as Travis Hunter, doesn't help the progression of this team like a number 1 receiver would. And because of the pressure, and because this isn't a gimmick, he would be leaps and bounds the best offensive player on this team other than Drake May. And it wouldn't be close. And he would be asked to do those things. The fan base would demand those things. And eventually, the coaching staff, all this, if they don't make the right hires, the trajectory that they're on as a franchise would be a horrible pick getting Travis Hunter. Horrible pick for him. Unless, like I said, they bring in the Vrabel, they bring in a guy who can build a program, they get offensive weapons, and he can then do this number 2 corner, number 3 receiver, and just strategically be played, because he might be the Shohei Ohtani of football, maybe. But I've been around almost 40 years now, and I've never seen a Shohei until Shohei, and I still have never seen that version in football. So maybe he's the one of one. Maybe he's the guy that breaks the trend. Maybe he's the chosen one. Maybe. I'm gonna go against that until I see it. So I think the worst thing for him is to burn him out, volume on both sides, and the Patriots would demand that because he would be the best play kid. But for fantasy, I mean, we're about to roll this mock draft real soon. If you're saying that he's the number 1 pass catcher on the Patriots, I mean, he might be the 102 in this draft. Like, I do believe that talent is there if they're just going to make him the receiver and be Drake May's number 1 pass catcher, because by no means of his own volition, he will be thrust upon that role, because it's how starved this team is. I mean, with pass catchers, he would be good for fantasy. That's his best fantasy outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always defer ball knowledge to Cody and Maddie, like, first and foremost. But it just, why can't he be a number 2 receiver and like a number 2, 3 corner?
I don't think, for sure. But not in the Patriots, he'd be the number 1. But
that's the issue. So you put it perfectly, right? Like, if he gets drafted and that's your plan with him, it's very hard to achieve that in year 1, because he's got to be full offense, and then you're talking maybe some special package defense, and that's not necessarily, like you said, maximizing his talent. And then you look at the free agent market, it really all just revolves around T. Higgins. It's T. Higgins or bust in terms of that plan. Personally, I think, trade back maybe Kelvin Banks, just get the tackle, get the offensive lineman, and just begin to shape up that protection package around Drake May. But talent is talent. I think there are a lot of ways to misuse him and have it go wrong. But at the end, if it's draft day right now and Travis Hunter comes across that screen, I'll shake my head and say, all right, we got a really talented player. Now let's do the right thing. Let's figure this out.
I'll say this. At the top of the draft where he's going to go, you start to look, and I see a lot more landmines than I see, oh, yeah, I like that situation for fantasy. Like, I suppose Jacksonville would be cool. They're sitting at number 5 right now. But, like, Tennessee's going to take a quarterback. Cleveland might take a quarterback. I would assume. We'll see. The Giants for sure are going to be in the quarterback market. But then it's New England, and that makes it makes a ton of sense. But it also makes you can I would bet you if Vrabel is the guy, they're not taking Travis Hunter. They're going to take an offensive lineman to protect Drake May. So then you're down to punt. So then you're down to Jacksonville and the Raiders and the Jets and the Panthers. It's like, I don't know, man.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind the Panthers if you're thinking from an offensive perspective. You plug him in there, receiver. You got Horn on defense. He doesn't have to be the elite guy.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he would fit best in the NFL at corner. But again, the talent on offense is obvious. It's apparent. It's the
Yeah.
reason you think he's
Yeah.
better on offense. And that's the thing is what Maddie brought up with
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson. It's like the Justin Jefferson element on offense is his full-blown offensive potential is that, period. But then you're not getting him on defense.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
He would be. Is he?
And I
like-
don't think he wants that.
I have no idea. I don't play in any IDP leagues, but would he be like a cheat code in an IDP league?
He'll
Like,
he'll
it-
he'll break scoring systems in IDP if he's used right.
That's right.
Okay. I'll have to ask the guys at the IDP show what they think of Travis Hunter. I'm sure they've got opinions.
He will
but
be in IDP leagues. He will be like he would be your show. He'd be like if you was Shohei Ohtani, like the theory of
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani in the NFL. Like I don't think he really can be the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL, but he would be the Shohei Ohtani of IDP leagues. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
break the whole thing.
And show
Or 100
in
points a
fantasy
game.
baseball leagues, points leagues, Shohei Ohtani breaks the scoring system.
Yeah.
How many years before Travis Hunter becomes? I would imagine the first player. Would he be the first player in NFL history to have a pick six and a receiving touchdown in the same game?
I feel
Probably,
like
the last time would probably be something like black and white, like they only had 12 guys on a roster
Yeah.
type shit.
yeah, like it's somebody in
mean,
the 1930s or something.
Jim Thorpe did it back in 1912.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Yeah.
Dion comes to mind, but I feel
I
like he
think-
would never
Yeah.
actually played offense. I don't really know. I wasn't
He was-
really alive.
He was the first player to kick a field goal, catch a touchdown pass, and
are you saying in the
sack
same game?
quarterback.
Brick
Yes.
Foster used to take the screens all the way downtown.
And then he used to change the water jugs at halftime.
The owner of
Gainer
the
lot.
team saddled up there and scored a touchdown there twice, you see?